everyone, it's MeShell, and on this Ark Survival Evolved video, I'm going to be showing you how to tame the Astrodelphis, or the Space Dolphin, in Ark Genesis 2. So, let's go ahead and get started. Before you just jump out and go tame your Space Dolphin or your Astrodelphis, there's a couple of things that you need to know about this space biome part that are very important for you to understand, and that is this. At 0000 time in-game, the space is going to start spinning, and what's going to happen is it's going to terraform. So all of the existing structures, all of the existing rocks, and all of the resources that you know are going to disappear. And at 1:30 in game, it will stop spinning, and what's going to happen is new resources will spawn back in, etc. But you do not want to be out there in the space during that time. But why is that important to know? Well, here's the thing. If it stops spinning at 1:30, what I would recommend that you do is go out soon after 1:30, especially if you're going after a high tame and if you are on official servers. So with me, you're also going to notice that I have a couple of things. I have a lot of element. I've already shown you how to get element in my video. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's good information. It's good to know how to get element. Because guess what? The Astrodelphis, you need to tame it with element. And not only that, but the amount of element that you use to tame the Astrodelphis is insane. It's a lot, depending on what level that you want to go after. But I will say this, it's not just you feed it one element each time, it's going to scale it to the level, and it's also going to scale it each time that you pet it and feed it. Another thing that you should know as well too is that when you are in space, you cannot eat and you cannot drink medical brews. So here I am floating in space, and if I press my corresponding key, I cannot eat and I cannot drink, and I cannot drink my medical brews in space. That's something that you need to be aware of. So you need to be very cautious as you go out there. There's other creatures out there too that are quite dangerous that you need to keep in mind, such as the space wyverns and some of the seekers out there. I do have a harpoon launcher. It's not going to protect me against the wyverns, but it will protect me against the seekers and some of the other Astrodelphis that aggro onto me. And I also have a shotgun with me. Again, I'm doing this with pretty primitive gear here. Before I do begin, I just want to say that you got to be really careful because the void worms or the tech wyverns are a thing in the game, and they're incredibly deadly. As soon as you get stunned by one, it's pretty difficult to get out, and you might be chasing after your dolphin to try to tame it, and then a wyvern comes up and kills you, and it's not fun. And then you have to redo the entire taming process again, which really sucks. And lastly, I just want to point out some of the behavior of the dolphins. When you do pursue your dolphin, when you do want to go after it, just be careful if you are using your tech gear to go through the space. If you accidentally go too fast next to it or punch it and aggro it, it'll emit this red kind of beam, and then it'll cry out to its friends, and they'll all come to swarm you to attack you. One's not that deadly to you. You can take a beating from one, but when it has its whole family coming after you, you might want to run. Alright, let's go out and go get our Space Dolphin. The time is early in the day, I've got all my equipment with me, and I think I am ready to go. My element's in my last hotbar, so yes, I am good to go. And let's see, there's a Space Dolphin right here. What level is it? I really don't care about the level, I'll take any at this point. Female, level 20. Okay, yeah, we'll go for it. So, the first thing that you need to keep in mind is that my element is on my last hotbar. I'm looking around right now to make sure that there's nothing in the vicinity that is going to hurt me, mainly the wyvern that's in space. And what you want to do is go up to the Astrodelphis. Be careful that you don't hit it and aggro it. And you want to give it a little pet, just like that. And once you do pet it, it's going to want to flee. So you need to chase after it. But you need to be very careful, especially with your tech armor, because if you fly too fast, you might accidentally hit it. And then it's going to call its friends to come after you and beat your butt. So you need to fly after it regularly and then go up to it and pet it. And it's going to want to ask you to pet it a few times, and then you're going to feed it element. Right there, I feed it one element, so I was at 50 and now I'm down to 49. Keep chasing after it until it slows down. And here's the thing, guys, the taming effectiveness, regardless of what you do, is going to go down when you tame this specific creature. So you need to keep that in mind. So I'm going to go up to it now. I'm going to pet it. There we go. See if we can give it another pet. Yep, there it is. And let's go ahead and feed it. And this time, it consumed 3 element, if you guys saw that on the left-hand side. I'm looking around right now because it did do a little animation like it was scared. It didn't call its friends, but I still look around just to make sure that there's no wyverns in the area. Keep chasing after it and keep petting it. When it slows down is when you want to pet it. That's when you know that you're able to pet it. You can't just fly after it fast and keep continuously petting it. It has to want the pets from you. I'm just doing a little circle with it, just so I don't get bit. And I'm staying close to its butt, as you guys can see, and there it goes, it's fleeing off, and I'm going to keep chasing after it. And for those of you who are paying attention, you will notice that this time it consumed 5 element. So the element that it eats is going higher and higher every single time that I keep petting it and then feeding it. So let's give it another pet. And it should want to eat soon. Come on, buddy. And there we go!
In the interstellar medium,
that time it took 10 element.
Astrodelphis, Space Dolphin.
Astrodelphis.
Someone aboard figured out how to tame and ride them. Guess they must have had a lot of time on them.
Alright, I am going to go ahead and cryo this thing up immediately because there are things in the sky that I don't want to attack this, and I want to keep my dolphin safe. It is a female, so I'm assuming that you can breed these. Let's go ahead and get it cryoed up, and I'm going to go tame another one. Alright, so I've gone ahead and I have that level 20 Astrodelphis tamed, and I also have a higher level Astrodelphis as well too, and I'm going to show you these off in just a moment, but we got to talk about the saddle real quick, the star wing saddle for the Astrodelphis. This is unlocked in your engrams at level 120. Now, here's the thing. You will need to have ascended and done an alpha boss at least one alpha boss and ascended to get to level 120. So, hopefully if you're bringing over your characters from your previous maps, you will have ascended and you will be at least level 120. Because I'm in single player, I don't have any of my characters that have done a boss because on my regular server is where my main real character is, and I do my testing and my how-to videos on single player to show you guys how to do it. For this though, for the Astrodelphus Saddle, it is going to cost you 60 engram points to unlock it. You have to craft this in a tech replicator, and the cost to build this thing is pretty expensive. It costs 140 black pearls, 370 crystal, 55 element, 2,500 metal ingot, and 500 polymer. Now, you can potentially find this saddle as well too in red drops around the map. That is a thing. You can find tech items in those red drops, and there is a chance that you can find the Astrodelphus saddle in those drops. But like I said, it's crafted in a tech replicator and it's a little bit pricey. So let's go ahead now and let's talk about the Astrodelphis. Let's pull these things out and let's test and see what they can do. And let's check out the saddle as well. Alright, so now it's time to go ahead and test the Astrodelphis. So on the right hand side, I have the level 20 that I tamed up with you guys, and then on my own time, I went out and tamed a higher level one here, and this one was a pain in the butt to tame, because keep in mind that the higher the level, the more element that you will need, but also you need to keep in mind that, like I said before, the wyverns are the biggest threat to you in that area, and I did die a few times taming it. And so I had to abandon and come back and reset my taming progress and all that good stuff. But eventually, you will get your Astrodelphis. The thing is if you have a partner with you, it's going to be that much easier, but you can do it solo. I want to go ahead now and talk to you guys about riding it in the saddle. So let's go ahead and equip the saddle here. And in the inventory, you can see that I have element, and I also have grenades. Because if I get on this guy, let's go ahead and level it up real quick. I'm going to go ahead and level up some stamina real quick. Did it? Sorry. Anyway, so let's go ahead and test it. So, that was such a cute dolphin noise. So, left mouse button does a basic attack. And this is without deploying the saddle itself. When you hit left control though, this is where things start to change. You get a little boost. Not only that, but if you hold down shift, you go down even faster. And if you double tap D, you do a little strafe to the right. And if you double tap A, you do a strafe to the left. If you press C, you do a little spinny spin, loop-de-loop, etc., etc. It's a good evasion kind of strategy, I guess, if you want to use that. But here is what I am most interested about. This thing is incredible when it comes to this. Hold down left mouse button. I'm just going to aim at nothing for a moment, and I release a beam like this. Hold it down again, release a beam like that. I started off with 49 element, by the way, too, so you can check its progress in the bottom corner of the screen. You can see that it's tracking the element that I'm using as well as grenades that I'm using. I have 99 grenades on me. Now, here's the thing. If you tap left mouse button, you get this little beam like this. Just a little beam. But if you hold down that left mouse button while looking at a creature, let's go ahead and get a target. Let's get that stego. And then I look away, it tracked that beam to the stego. So when you hold left mouse button and you get that little yellow icon that appears, it is going to hit the target. And you can see it hitting it out of the left-hand side of the screen. I think this mount is incredibly cool with the saddle itself. The grenades are deployed by using right mouse button. And that was an absolute explosion and a half there. So again, right mouse button does the grenade. And you can fire them in pretty quick succession, it seems. It takes a few seconds, like after it explodes, it seems like you can fire the next one. Just like that. And when you want to go land, by the way, I'm using up my stamina right now. If I go ahead and press left control, I need to go down. Let's press X. Let's go down. And I'll start regaining stamina slowly. There we go. And that, guys, is the Astrodelphis. A cute little space dolphin. I hope this video has been helpful for you. If it has, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more notifications of when I upload next. Until then, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.